Las Vegas on September 7th.
You can't have that kind of and not have the FBI, the DEA, and the local police getting interested. They know who do what. It's the fucking government.
We're being harassed because we come from the ghetto. And they mad that we come from the ghetto and they figured out a way to feed ourselves.
When I was 20 years old, Tupac Shakur was shot and killed in Las Vegas amid rumors of an East Coast-West Coast rap feud. When I was 21, Biggie Smalls was murdered in Los Angeles. Many thought it was in retaliation for the killing of Tupac. When I was 23, rapper Big L was gunned down in Harlem, less than 10 miles away from me. A year later, then up-and-coming hip-hop star 50 Cent was shot 9 times in Southside Queens, New York. The attempted murder is still unsolved. In 2001, hip-hop seemed out of control when a gun battle outside radio station Hot 97 ultimately sent female rap star Lil' Kim to jail. Months later, another shooting resulted in the high-profile arrest of Sean P. Diddy Combs and the conviction of his artist protege, Jamal Shine Barrow. In 2002, hip-hop took another blow as Jam Master Jay of the legendary group Run DMC was shot execution style in his own recording studio in Hollis, Queens. In 2003, when the offices of record label Murder Inc. and its founder Irv Gotti were raided by the FBI for the alleged laundering of drug money, the case became the focal point of my investigation of the rumors connecting hip-hop to organized crime, drugs, violence, and the so-called hip-hop police. The federal government's case against Murder Inc. Records read more like an indictment against former mob boss John Gotti, the same man Irv got his nickname from. Not something one would expect from a successful entrepreneur. Included in the charges were allegations of a connection to one of New York City's most notorious drug kingpins.
I tried not to say nothing to DA, might want playing court. See, Preem was the businessman and Prince was the killer.
Kenneth Supreme McGriff ran a drug crew in the late 80s called the Supreme Team, responsible at one point for an estimated $200,000 a day in drug transactions in and around the Baisley Park housing projects in Queens. McGriff is currently on death row. The relationship between Gotti and McGriff was at the heart of the federal government's case. Had Irv merely been helping Supreme put his life in order after getting out of jail in the mid-90s? Or was it deeper, as the press and law enforcement seemed to believe?
Connections were made between Murder Inc. and several prominent violent gangsters from New York City, like Supreme. I remember the reputation on the street of the acts of violence by the Supreme Team. They were pretty well known in New York for killing people and for drug dealing.
The Murder Inc. indictment represented an important landmark in the seemingly ever-growing police interest in hip-hop. As I began to look deeper into the Murder Inc. indictment, I kept hearing the term hip-hop cops or hip-hop police being used by almost everyone I spoke with.
Of course, we go to hip-hop police. There's a hip-hop task force out there, yo. I ain't never heard of it because I ain't never been arrested by the hip-hop police.
I've heard about hip-hop police.
There is a such thing as hip-hop police. They running around taping and targeting people, but they ain't got no murders on tape.
Hip hop cop, I think them niggas always been there, you know what I mean? Ain't nothing new.
I don't fuck with the hip-hop police, man. They fuck with me, they follow me around, man. They in my motherfucking backyard, man, making motherfucking barbecue burgers, man. That's where they at.
They got the hip-hop police out there, and they watching, and they be at the clubs. I see them, man. I be in the clubs.
Fuck all the hip-hop police, man. You know what I mean? Mind your fucking business. Stop following niggas, man. I feed babies all across Africa, nigga. You know what I mean? And you putting a label on me like that? You wanna follow me?
They monitoring niggas, but they ain't just taking pictures out of cars and following niggas. Believe me, they planting informants in niggas' cliques.
They been targeting rappers. They been pulling young black niggas with money out of cars, you know what I'm saying? It ain't nothing new to me.
I've been followed, I've been pulled over, I've been arrested, I've been harassed, I've been doing nothing but positive.
I'm probably followed every day. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have DT cars sitting out my crib. I don't know why they follow me. I don't care why they follow me.
They pulled me over for unmarked gun, gave me 5 years, talking about I didn't put a signal on.
Driving up the West Side Highway, pull over, put on the ground for no reason.
Wherever hip-hop grow, breathe, there's gonna be somebody, an overseer.
I would soon learn that even A-list artists who claim to be targets of the so-called hip-hop cops had no idea who these law enforcement officials really were or why they might exist. Most officials questioned about the rumored secret unit refused to speak on or off camera, made no comment, or categorically denied knowledge of such a task force.
We wrote a letter saying the New York City Police Department is involved in this. In fact, New York City Police Department was leading it. The mayor wrote us a letter back. He didn't deny that hip-hop profiling is going on in New York City Police Department, but his letter said, we have no policy. But we didn't write him a letter about a policy, we wrote him a letter about the actions. It's the actions of police department that need to be called into question.
On March 9, 2004, an article in the Miami Herald reported that police from New York City were sharing law enforcement strategies for the hip-hop industry with the Miami Police Department. Then the article mentioned something else: the existence of a secret book supposedly compiled by the NYPD that included surveillance information on many A-list artists and hip-hop executives. The secret book allegedly included surveillance notes on various artists, criminal rap sheets, and other sensitive information on many of the hip-hop industry's biggest names. In the summer of 2004, I filed a succession of Freedom of Information Act requests with the NYPD, the LAPD, and the Las Vegas PD, asking for information and documents about the Murder Inc. investigation by the FBI, the raiding of feared hip-hop mogul Suge Knight's offices by the DEA, and the rumor that Tupac Shakur and Biggie Smalls were both being followed on the night of their deaths by the ATF, DEA, and FBI. The last request was sent to the Miami Police Department, specifically asking for a copy of the secret 500-page hip-hop surveillance book. Since every single Freedom of Information Act request I had ever made was denied, I never expected to receive anything back from the Miami Police or any police department for that matter. I received a call from a woman who claimed to work in the public records office of the Miami Police Department, asking me for a FedEx account number and for me to send her a shipping box. 2 days later, a package was delivered to my office in Manhattan. I was amazed that the Miami Police Department had actually sent it. The rumored 500-page hip-hop secret book, the dossier, was in my hands. The biggest names in hip-hop were in the book, not one or two, not even 10, but hundreds. Names like P. Diddy, Damon Dash, 50 Cent, Irv Gotti, Nas, Kenneth Supreme McGriff, Ja Rule, Lil' Kim, and Foxy Brown. Personal information, social security numbers, addresses, and license plates were front and center and on full display. I was overwhelmed by the amount of information in the dossier and what it might reveal about the underbelly of hip-hop. What did the book mean? Why did it exist? And who was responsible? Was it the NYPD or some other agency? I felt it was my obligation to go to some of the more notable people in the book and get their stories and reactions.